This is Samantha Jarbou, a junior and the new president of student government at the University of Michigan-Flint.
So I grew up in Clio, Michigan, which is, when you think about Flint, it's on your way to Frankenmuth almost, so like 20 minutes north of here. So that's where I grew up. I went to school all my life in Clio. So
Jarbou was raised alongside her younger brother, Sebastian Jarbou, and her older sister, Sarah Jarbou.
we've always been close. Growing up, they were my biggest support along with my parents. So really, and growing up in a Middle Eastern household, family always came first, and we were a very family-oriented family. So that's how I spent most of my childhood. My parents actually immigrated here from Iraq. My mom was a little younger when she came, and my dad was in high school when he came. So I am actually a first generation college student in America and also first generation to go to college in my family as well.
But being in student government was not new to Jarbou, as she has a history of being in student council at prior schools.
So growing up, throughout elementary school and middle school and then on to high school, I was always in the student council. And yeah, it's a different name, but same premises as student government here. I always enjoyed being the amplifying voice for my peers. And I think advocacy started at a young age for me, where I enjoyed making decisions and talking with teachers and talking with staff and planning events. And I think this joy and this passion has kind of like stayed with me throughout my college career. I started off as a senator my freshman year here at University of Michigan-Flint, and I went on to be director of academic affairs, which was the first person in that position. And now leading into my presidency, I feel like yeah, maybe my title has changed, but the same passion and the same advocacy is definitely stuck with me throughout my educational journey.
When asked what Jarbou plans to accomplish with her presidency, this was her response.
Like I said, with titles, I know titles for a lot of people, it seems like, oh, you're the student government president, but I really enjoyed community service and interacting with the community of Flint. This past semester, we did a community cleanup with DPS out by the River Village Apartments, and that's really a place where I spend a majority of my time. I love serving our greater Flint community, and it's something that I kind of shaped my administration to be on, and it's something that I think a lot of my members also prioritize. And volunteering with multiple nonprofit organizations in the community has been something that's really been one of my passions. So incorporating our community here in Flint with the university community and getting us all engaged is really one of my main goals for this year.
Jarbou elaborated on complaints made to the student government.
So this past year, I know a lot know of the pool closing, and that was a decision made beyond the scope of student government. So we've had to deal with a lot of stuff from that, as well as the pavilion and food options on campus. That's been something that has been brought to many of our General Assembly meetings, and we hosted our State of the Student event where we heard feedback from students. About what they want to see, and that has all been documented as well. Student government takes notes during those events, so my members will dissect that material as well and see what changes we can do, whether it's bringing food trucks on campus or anything we can do to improve student life here.
Jarbou elaborated the most important issues she wishes to tackle while being student government president.
So, as director of academic affairs, the role I held in this past administration, I worked a lot with academic advising, and I even led the academic advising forum. So now, working with my new director of academic affairs, Director Kamari A. Johnson, we're trying to create tangible solutions and dissect this feedback that we got from the academic advising forum. Because as of right now, the deans of the colleges, they've implemented some things, but we really want to get to the nitty gritty of stuff and really see before we host another one to see what we can implement to help our students here on campus. And working with the provost will be huge in that situation.
Although Jarbou is in a leadership position, her biggest obstacle may be a surprise.
Probably expecting perfection. I would say, as a person that takes pride in my academics, takes pride in my leadership, sometimes you expect people to do things as a leader when you really can't expect that of a college student that's going through a full time schedule paying their bills, trying to work a part-time job. You really can't expect that much from a person. So when I plan events or when I work with my directors or when I work with the Senate, I always try to keep that in mind that people have a life outside of an organization, and that organization is something that I'm very passionate about. But to separate that from personal life is a good thing to do.
When asked how becoming president affected her campus life, this was Jarbou's response.
It's definitely impacted the way I see faculty and staff now. Because before, I would be friendly with all, but it feels like a lot of faculty know who I am now. So it makes U of M Flint feel more home in a way where I feel more connected, where I can walk down the hallway or in the U Center and I can say hi to multiple people because I know all those people now. And that's one thing I love about U of M Flint and why I chose U of M Flint. To be honest, I could have went to Ann Arbor, but I love the tight knit community, and I love how you can get that one on one interaction with people, and you can know your professor's name, and you can ask your professors questions because there's so little kids in the classroom with you, and that's something I love about U of M Flint.
Although president of student government, this is what Jarbou wished the student body knew about her.
That are very compassionate, but it almost causes people to take a little advantage of that because sometimes I show a little too much compassion. So just for people to know that I still want them to, like, let's say directors or senators in my situation. Like, I still want them to accomplish what they need to accomplish, but I'm very understanding. Like, if a senator were to come to me and be like, I have to study for this exam, I have to take a little break, I'd be more than understanding. But it's when, and I think a lot of leaders deal with that, it's when it becomes like overuse almost like a taking advantage thing, taking advantage of kindness. But I always try to keep courage and kindness as my forefront. So.